Hello everyone, this is Fine from Awesome Tech Gaming Pro. I hope you all are well. Today I'm going to talk about the Gigabyte Z790 Gaming XAX motherboard. This is Gigabyte Gaming motherboard LGA 1700 socket, support PCI Express 5 and DDR5 support. Here we see PCI Express 5.0 x 16 slot and PCI Express EZ latch, Wi-Fi 6E. This motherboard has 16 plus 1 plus 2 phases digital VRM, fully covered MOSFET heatsinks and M2 thermal guard. Now I will unbox this motherboard.
If you are new in my channel, then please subscribe and press the bell icon for future notifications and upcoming videos. I have another channel named Tech Gaming Villa where I upload similar kind of tech videos like TV comparison, sound system, home theater. You can check and subscribe.
This is Core i9 14900K, processor 35 MB, 36 MB cache. This one is G-Scribe Trident Z5 RGB 6000 MHz DDR5 RAM, CL32 383896 1.40 volt. This is the Wi-Fi dongle, Wi-Fi 6E. SATA cable, SATA 6. Some screws. This is the motherboard. I have already installed the Core i9 14900K processor. This motherboard is really gorgeous, truly for gaming. Actually, there was a time when Gigabyte flooded the market with numerous boards, all based on the same chipset and feature set with only minor, nearly indiscernible differences. They would tweak a network controller here or remove a SATA controller. Needless to say, few of us welcomed this approach as it complicated the design-making process when choosing their motherboards. I thought those days were behind us, but Gigabyte is once again following a similar pattern with the Gaming XAX, which for all practical purposes to the end user is indistinguishable from the Z790 Aorus Elite AX. As the name suggests, the Z790 Gaming XAX is built around the Z790 chipset, offering support for PCI Express 5.0 and DDR5 memory. It's designed around the LGA 1700 socket and is compatible with Intel 14th, Intel 13th and Intel 12th gen and next gen CPUs. What nothing is that the board doesn't have a Gen 5 M2 socket. Instead, Gigabyte has opted to support up to 4 Gen 4 M2 sockets This decision aligns with the board's price point and intended user base. Gen 5 SSDs are still relatively scarce, costly, and not typically what a buyer of such a motherboard wants. Setting aside PC Express storage support, the Gaming X offers a standard set of features, all relying on native chipset capabilities. This isn't a major issue because the Z790 platform comes equipped with ample connectivity options, making the need for additional third-party controller chips unnecessary, if not redundant. However, this is one area where Gigabyte could have invested more, and that's in the audio department. Gigabyte doesn't specify the audio controller on the motherboard, but it is a low-end Realtek codec ALC 897 to be precise. While the choice of audio codec is a poor way of accessing audio capabilities, it does raise questions about the surrounding components that are likely chosen to match this controller. To that end, Gigabyte supports this codec with high-end audio capacitors and PCB shielding to minimize electrical noise. All things we have seen before are in line with the precise sensitive buyer the board is hoping to entice, since the intended audience is likely to use a USB headset. The audio component may not be of significant concern as of audio files. They would probably opt for SPDIF output processing audio through a more capable device. Visually, recent Gigabyte boards have adopted a more appealing design. The days of using Aorus orange on heatsink and other board elements have gone, replaced with pleasing combination of metallic grays and white accents against a dark PCB. This graphic design, along with the hefty heatsinks, contributes to the board's overall attractive appearance. For those looking for RGB lighting, you may be disappointed as there is none. Instead, the Gaming AX provides 4 RGB ARGB headers to accommodate your lighting needs. The only lighting on the motherboard is a 4 light post cluster, each LED corresponding to CPU, DRAM, VG, and boot success. Moving on the rear input-output, the Z790 Gaming AX takes a relatively conservative approach. It boasts 10 USB ports, with 2 being 10 GB per second, 3 at 5 GB per second, 4 USB 2.0 ports, and just 1 Type-C 20 GB per second port. This is a missed opportunity considering that the chipset natively supports 10 USB 3.2 10 GB per second ports in addition to 10 5 GB per second ports from the PCH. The rest of the rear input-output follows Gigabyte's typical layout, featuring 2 stereo mini jack outputs and 2 SMA connectors for the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth dongle. Speaking further to Wi-Fi, the Gaming AX comes in 3 revisions: 1.0, 1.1 and 1.2, with the primary difference between Wi-Fi controller used version 1.0 employs the Intel AX210 controller. 1.1 uses the Intel AX211 and 1.2 opts for the Realtek 8852 option. Some users may have issues with a particular network controller and thus need to know exactly what controller they will get when they purchase the board. Setting all that aside, let's delve into performance. The Gigabyte board utilizes a 6-layer PCB typical of entry-level boards from all manufacturers. This matters because 6-layer boards typically reduce high-speed DRAM support, especially when compared to 8 and 10-layer PCB options. Surprisingly though, the Gaming AX still manages to support DRAM kits rated up to DDR5 7600, noteworthy since Gigabyte's competitors often support kits up to DDR5 7200 only. As much as enthusiasts appreciate this, the truth is most users tend to opt for memory in the DDR5 5600 to DDR5 6400 range, meaning this high-speed DRAM support will remain untapped. As if in recognition of this, Gigabyte has included custom DRAM profiles in the BIOS ranging from DDR5 5200 all the way to DDR5 6400. In the advanced menu, users can identify the DRAM IC used on their memory and select the corresponding DRAM profile. It is simple addition to the BIOS, but One that's appreciated as it makes it easy to extract more performance from the memory without the need for DRAM tuning knowledge. That said, it's important to note that using these bus profiles will override the applied DRAM XMP settings. The last thing to mention relating to performance has to do with CPU voltage settings. Nothing particularly unusual for Gigabyte, but the load line options, even after all these years, are still perplexing. Gigabyte insists on making users choose between synonymous options such as standard, normal, and medium. It is unclear why they don't use labels from 1 to 8 like other motherboard vendors as a general recommendation. However, it's advisable to leave these settings on auto or turbo. Other settings either supply excessive CPU voltage or insufficient voltage under load. This quirk typically doesn't impact performance, but in more advanced overclocking scenarios, it can complicate matters. The greater challenge for the Gaming X is that it lacks voltage offsets for the E-core clusters. While this might not concern most users, it's noteworthy in that, like the P-cores, the standard voltage supplied under load is higher than necessary. This leads to increased heat output and power consumption. Which in turn prevents the CPU from maintaining its highest clock frequency, or if it does, it's for brief periods. On the Core i9 14900K used for testing, for example, each E-core cluster's voltage can normally be reduced by up to 65 millivolt. Considering there are 4 such clusters within the CPU, the reduction in thermal output by the E-cores and increase in overall CPU thermal headroom allows the P-cores to sustain their 5.7 GHz operation. Unfortunately, Gigabyte's board lacks the ability to reduce E-core cluster voltage, meaning the CPU may not reach its peak performance levels as it would on motherboards with this option. However, for most applications, particularly gaming and everyday use, this performance discrepancy is minimal as it mainly manifests in synthetic benchmarks. In summary, the Gigabyte Z790 Gaming X is capable motherboard. Its most significant advantage lies in its ability to deliver a well-rounded set of features at a highly competitive price point. It even manages to offer a few extras to sweeten the deal. This is a $200 to $120 motherboard. It's difficult not to recommend this board to buyers seeking a budget-friendly option. This motherboard advantage is its amazing price, color scheme, and visual design. DDR5 7600 support built-in performance DRAM profiles. But the disadvantage is its no RGB lighting, Wi-Fi controller, ambiguity, and lacking E-core cluster voltage control. But overall, I will say this is a very good motherboard at this budget. So that's it from now. Take care of yourself. If you like this video, please subscribe and press the bell icon for future notifications update. Thanks for watching.